What do you do when you're a middle-aged nurse, an empty nester with a broken man picker? You start a YouTube channel and a podcast and you see the freaking world. Well, that's my plan. Welcome to Beyond the Empty Nest. My name is Kathy Brooks and I am your host. Do you ever have questions about traveling, how to navigate airports, where you begin, how you book flights, what happens when you change planes? I didn't think that people had a lot of these questions, but actually they do. Because a lot of my friends that aren't frequent travelers by any means, they always ask me questions when they're planning a trip. Now me, I'm very comfortable in an airport, in hotels, changing planes, doing all that, because I was a flight attendant when I was very young, the time I was 20 till I was 26. And yes, airports have changed, but not that much. And then I was a flight attendant again in 2015. However, it was a bummer because I wanted to actually work both jobs as a nurse and a flight attendant. But I went to work for United Airlines and the reserve schedule that they had me on was just crappy. I wasn't able to balance both jobs, and I need my RN job because I need money. Flight attendants don't make very much money, especially in the beginning. So yeah, I went back to nursing full time and I am a case manager. But my plan right now is to see the world, like I said in my intro. In 6 weeks, I am packing and ready to go to Greece. I've been there once before. My father was born there and raised there until he was 12 years old. So the last time I went, we never went growing up. My parents couldn't afford to take us all to Greece. And my grandparents died. I never met them because they had moved back to Greece when my dad got married to my mom. So that would have been in 1960. We never went growing up. There were 4 of us. My parents never went. My dad would go back once in a while to see his family, but we never went growing up. So my very first experience with Greece was exactly 3 years ago. I was 55 years old. We went to the Ionian side. There's 2 sides. There's the Aegean and the Ionian. So the last time we went to the Ionian, this time on this next trip coming up, going to the Aegean. First week of September in 2019, we flew from Orange County, California to Chicago, changed planes, and flew into Athens. We are landing in Chicago, and we have like 30 minutes to get to our flight to Athens. And this is my friend Lisa. First of all, my cousin's daughter booked the Airbnb that we stayed there in, and it was amazing. And I'm actually staying in that exact same Airbnb again this time. You have a complete view right off the balcony of the Parthenon, right close to you. The Acropolis, the Parthenon, right there. It's amazing, and you can take pictures of it. It's like you look up and you're there. And there's beautiful street music going on below, and you're at the Placa area, which is super cool. We were able to walk right to the Ouzo. I call it the Ouzo store. Ouzo bar, but it's called Bretos, and it's super colorful, and they have different levels of Ouzo. Now, Ouzo is a Greek liquor. I don't think it's a liqueur. It's more of a liquor. But it tastes like black licorice. And my dad used to let us have sips of it when we were little because back in the 70s, you let your kids have sips of your alcohol. Now, oh my God, no. But anyway, back then they did. I'm fine. We went there and we walked around and we did the Acropolis tour, which I highly recommend doing the tour and take the first one in the morning because it gets really hot and windy and crowded, and you have to be careful because there's pickpockets. So don't wear a backpack, wear a front pack. Even the tour guide woman, she warned us about it. It was a really super interesting tour. This is our workout, Lise.
Yeah, right? Big time. Legs and butt workout.
Kind of a good big hill.
I'm good with that.
You're good. I'm not.
Yeah, let's do this.
We're going. I wonder if we can see behind me. So we did that, and then we ate and ate and ate and ate and shopped and ate, and then we went to this really cool restaurant. So I was watching YouTube videos because that's what I do, since I have a YouTube true crime channel and I have my YouTube Beyond the Empty Nest, and I once upon a time had a childbirth channel, but we won't even talk about that right now because I do nursing all day long and I want to study and learn more about my interests instead of my expertise. That makes sense. So it's called Deporto, and it is so good, and it was so inexpensive. So there's a guy by the name of Mark Weeds he does foodie all over the world. He does foodie tours. Like, he goes in all these restaurants and everything. So he went to this restaurant on his YouTube channel, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go there. You go like down in like these basement stairs. There's no sign. You come in, you get what they made for that day. They have homemade wine that they have right there in their barrels. It's so authentic. They brought us all this food and they just put it on the table. You get what you get, eat it family style. And it was 30 euros for all that food, the wine, and for 4 of us. Not to be missed. It's in the older side of Athens. It's called Deporto. I highly recommend that from that experience there. So once we left Athens, we went back and we rented a car. We did not rent a car in Athens. Don't recommend renting a car in Athens. The city is crazy. There's little moped bikes and people and cab drivers and people cutting people off, and I feel like you're gonna get run over or something. It's just not the way we drive in the United States, and it scared the poop out of me. So don't recommend driving in Athens. And by the way, if you do plan to drive when you go to Greece, you need an international driver's license. You can get one online. You can get one through AAA. You send in a selfie. They take a picture of your driver's license. They send you back a little booklet and a card that looks like a driver's license, and the booklet has your information in it in several languages. Whoever participates in the international license. So that's a tip right there. Bing! Tip. Also, Deporter was a tip. So then we went back and we rented a car in Athens airport and we drove it to Nafpaktos. And I think it was supposed to be like a 3-hour drive. Well, anyway, we had a blowout. But we sat on the side of the road. It was really hot. We were like, I call it the Autobahn. I mean, like, seriously, it's their freeway. Just cars going by fast. And we're like, now what do? We call in AAA. They're like, no, we're not there. We're calling everything. Nope, sorry, we don't. So a police officer saw us, a highway guy, patrol or whatever,
The ocean, though.
and he spoke perfect English,
We're going
and he
there.
saw us, and he
We
called
will
us a
be
tow
there.
truck, and he got the tow truck guy, and he came out, towed us to this shop. They piled us all in the front of the tow truck, and they drove us to this tire shop, and he said, 5 minutes. Okay. And the driver didn't speak English, but he said, 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. So we waited like 5 minutes. Some guy comes riding up in his car. He looks at our car. He goes in this tire shop. He pulls out a tire that matches, changes the tire, and says, okay, you're all good. 30 euros. Again, 30 euros. That little tow truck trip, the roadside help,
Tell them.
and the tire in the United States, don't even ask. What? $200? Like, that would be a bargain, I think, on a BMW. So we got back in a car, and we went on our way, and we went to the area where my dad's from, and we stayed there for 2 nights. I was able to see his childhood home, and they have a castle there, and the area is called Nafpaktos.
Okay, so this was my dad's house. Apparently, we just got that information right there. Papu's house, kids. And then apparently my yaya had a sister that lived right there and has a son that lives in Athens. I didn't even know there were more family members. I didn't even know she had a sister. So this is we got a lot of info today. Super cool.
Nafpaktos. Nafpaktos.
I wanna be famous. I want the stars to shine for me. I wanna see my name in lights and hang out with the socialites. I want the world to know. I wanna be famous. I want the stars to shine for me. I wanna see my name in lights, hang out with the socialites. I want the world to know. I want my name to be bigger,
Oh,
bigger than anyone you
I'll just look later.
I wanna be known around the world for them to come to.
So we went to this little beach area in Nafpaktos, and it was really cool. They have the loungers, and you can rent them. I think there's a minimum you have to buy. I think it was like 10 euros or something like that, and you can sit in, have the umbrella and everything, and you swim in the water. It's super cool, super clear. Bring your water shoes. Do not go to Greece without water shoes, because many of the beaches are rocks, not sand. So it's really important to bring your water shoes. So Blue Lake Beach was very nice and very calm. And I played with my GoPro there and took pictures, and we had a great time. Had a couple of drinks, had some food. It was gorgeous and
I
relaxing.
don't know if I should have put my
As I
glasses
sit
in the
there
water,
on
but
Ionian Sea,
I want my name to be bigger, bigger than anyone you know. I wanna be known around the world for them to come to my show.
I think, why did my family leave this beautiful country? And then I think, well, they wanted opportunity. They moved after the war. They opened up their restaurants. They came here and they worked really, really hard and became very successful restaurant owners. And my father was very successful. He joined the U.S. Army, very successful manager for the electronics industry. So they had a drive like I don't think we've seen since that generation. Then we went from Nafpaktos to the island of Lefkada. Now, you don't have to take a boat to get there because there's a causeway. It was amazing. Oh my gosh. So I had picked the Airbnb we were going to stay at there, and I picked this villa, and it had a pool, an infinity pool, and it was on the cliff, and you could walk down the stairs and go on this beautiful white sandy beach, and the water was a color of aqua blue I've never seen in my life. We ate at a really good restaurant there called Asparagus, and the food was to die for. So it was a really good little stop, and I wish I would have stayed in Lefkada a lot longer. I really would like to go back there someday. Then we went back in the car, road trip to Parga. Parga is a really cute little village that not a lot of Americans vacation at, but it was really cute. And there's a castle, Venetian castle there, and we were able to go out on a boat one day, and they pile you in this boat tour, right? It's an all-day thing. And as you get on the boat, there's like no talk about life preservers or anything else. It's like as many people they could pile on. And if this boat flips over, I hope you can swim, because they just said nothing about safety measures.
Good morning, world. This is just video for my camera. Say hello, good morning, world.
Morning.
Lisa and
Welcome to
I,
our Parga cruise.
Lisa and I are going out all day till 6 p.m. It's 9:43 a.m. And okay, did you want to tell them on my video?
I'm going to the bathroom.
And anyways, it's gorgeous here. Let me show you. We're out on the boat already. We're loaded.
Hey,
can see the castle up there. There's the castle. We're gonna go up there later.
Καλημέρα σας. Έχουμε φτάσει στους Αντίπαξους. Εδώ πέρα θα παραμείνουμε περίπου για 30 λεπτά. Όποιος επιθυμεί να παραλύσει θα βρει σκάλα στο κάτω δεξιό και αριστερό μέρος του καταστρώματος. Παρακαλώ πολύ να μην πηδάτε από το πάνω και το κάτω κατάστρωμα, να χρησιμοποιείτε μόνο τις σκάλες. Και όταν ακούσετε από τις κόρνες, επιστρέφετε στο καράβι. Καλό σας μπάνιο. Good morning. This is Antipaktos Island. Here we will step.
Oh, nice hair. Can you hold this for 1 second? Look at my hair's doing.
Yeah, hold on.
It doesn't matter. I was just in the sea. That's all. So I'm gonna show you where we just went. We are on a little island, and we just jumped in the water. We jumped in the water off the thing. Look how blue the water. I hope you can see how blue this water is. Look at how you can see the anchor. The anchor chain. All right, peace out.
So that was amazing. We jumped off the boat, went to another little island, swam in a sea cave. Oh my gosh. And I do not have my Parga video up yet but I do have shorts about it on YouTube, but I do not have my Parga video up yet. 3 years. I've been doing one a year, I guess, because I got 3 videos up about that vacation. I'll have to get better.
And I've loved you forever, and it's hard to explain. Long before Cain and Abel, when God made the rain. Yes, I've loved you forever, from the moment time began, when my soul roamed the earth, from the sea to the land. Girl, I've loved you forever.
In a cave.
Wild
Literally.
with a love old and ancient, so unashamed. You were alone in the crowd, my saving grace, when our lips came together. I held your face and I called to your heart in a voice loud and plain. 'Cause whenever you're hurting, I feel the pain. And I've loved you forever, and it's hard to explain. Long before Cain and Abel, God made the rain. Yes, I've loved you forever, from the moment time began, when my soul roamed the earth, from the sea to the land. Girl, I've loved you forever, both wild and tame, with a love old and ancient, and so unashamed. And when the phone doesn't ring.
While we were in Parga, after we did that day there, we got in the car before we went back to the same day we were going to go back to Athens, and we went to this super interesting river. It's called the Chiron River. It is a river from Greek mythology. It's a real river there in Parga, and it's gorgeous. It is such blue and green colors and clear. Well, in Greek mythology, this river is the river of Styx, the river to Hades. And we rode horses there. We did a little kayak thing there. We walked in the water. It's cold. It comes from the mountains. It's very cold, ice cold.
Rode horses. The water. Right, everybody. We actually just walked in this freezing cold water. It's the Chiron River. Let me move away. And it has a lot of ties to Greek mythology.
was really cool. But I had the worst water shoes on, and I lost my footing and I slipped. And when I slipped, I got swept away in the river. And there were rocks. It was very rocky. And it wasn't deep where I got swept away. So my behind was bouncing against the rocks. So I took my hand and I put my hand behind my butt to protect my butt. And my finger got smashed into a rock. And so my tailbone was hurt. I broke my finger. It's all bent. It's still jacked up. It's bent. I didn't realize it was broken. I just thought it really, really, really hurt. And then by the time I got home, I was like, oh my God, it actually still kind of hurts 3 years later. So I probably should have done something about it, but I'm a really bad patient. I'm a good nurse. I'm a really bad patient. So anyway, my son, I tell him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got swept away in the river to Hades. And he's like, oh, well, then it would have been a short trip for you. Everybody's a comedian in my family, apparently. But anyway, it hurt. I was throbbing. My friend's yelling, grab a rock. I'm like, I can't grab a rock. I'm being swept away. And it actually started to really scare me. So you need water shoes with treads if you're going to do anything like that. Mine was like a slip-on sock. It was bad.
Right, children, you're lucky
Oh, mine doesn't have
that your mother is alive right now.
It has it.
I got dragged down the water
Like if I go
over
like
the
that?
rocks, and I couldn't stop,
It's
and I kept
old.
going and going and going.
I have to, if I push
and
it
I
a couple
had to
times,
start praying because it hurt.
I bought better ones for this next trip. So after that, I got out. I'm like, there's a taverna right there. I'm like, I need an ouzo. I am dying. My finger was throbbing. I was like crying, trying not to cry. It hurt really bad. When we made this makeshift like with a straw to split my finger.
They don't care. Oh, we have to stop for the goat, you dumbass. We're not gonna go around killing goats just because you're in a hurry, you fucker.
I don't know, but
There was a bell.
wait till you see the video. Did you hear the cowbell? Was he riding a cowbell? The hard trip down the road.
My name is Kathy Brooks, and stay safe, stay well, and I'll be back.